Have you ever stopped to think why some people seem to attract everything they desire while you struggle so much to manifest even the simplest things? The answer will shock you. It's not luck, it's not destiny, and it's definitely not because the universe has favorites. What these people discovered, and what nobody taught you, is that you possess a manifestation energy working inside you at this exact moment. The problem is that you haven't learned to use it correctly. Itzhak Bentov, a scientist who dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of consciousness, proved something revolutionary. Your body is not just flesh and bone. It is a biological transmitter of powerful frequencies capable of shaping the reality around you. But most people go through their entire lives without even knowing they carry this internal technology, much less how to activate it. They try to manifest using only their mind, without understanding that true manifestation energy comes from a much deeper and more sophisticated system operating within your own anatomy. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn exactly how to access and use this energy that has always been sleeping inside you, waiting only for you to discover how to turn it on. Bentov spent years investigating something that most people never stop to notice. You are not solid. The body you believe to be dense and material is, in reality, an ocean of frequencies dancing in specific patterns. Each cell pulses, oscillates, vibrates in its own energetic signature, creating a bioelectric orchestra that extends far beyond the surface of your skin. This vibrational field is as real as the bones you feel beneath your flesh, but it operates in dimensions that your physical eyes cannot capture. The heart functions as the conductor of this symphony. It doesn't just pump blood through arteries and veins. With each beat, it generates powerful pressure waves that travel through the cerebrospinal fluid, that transparent liquid that bathes your brain and spinal cord. These waves create a rhythmic movement, almost imperceptible, that literally rocks your brain inside your skull. Bentov measured this. He documented how this mechanical dance is not random, but follows precise mathematical patterns, creating a resonance effect that activates specific glands in your endocrine system. The pineal gland, that small pine cone-shaped structure in the center of your brain, responds directly to this oscillatory movement. Bentov discovered that it functions as a sophisticated transducer, converting these mechanical waves into biochemical signals and, eventually, into altered states of consciousness. The physical movement of your brain inside the skull, caused by pressure waves from the heart, creates rhythmic stimulation that transforms vibration into expanded perception of reality. Your entire body operates as a complex resonance system. The frequencies generated by the heart propagate through the tissues, creating interference patterns that form standing wave. These waves don't move, they remain suspended in space, vibrating in place, creating points of concentrated energy along your spine. The ancients called these points chakras, but Bentov showed that they correspond to locations of maximum acoustic resonance, where waves naturally amplify due to the specific geometry of your anatomy. The skin is not the limit of your vibrational field. The electromagnetic waves generated by the electrical activity of the heart and brain radiate outward, creating a measurable field that extends for meters around your physical body. Bentov used sensitive equipment to map this field and discovered something extraordinary. It pulses, expands, and contracts in sync with your internal states. Your energetic field responds instantly to your thoughts, emotions, and intentions, changing shape and intensity according to what you're experiencing internally. The nervous system functions as a network of biological antennas, capturing and transmitting frequencies that are not contained within the physical limits of the body, but extend to interact with the field around it, setting the stage for something even deeper. This system of standing waves that runs through your body doesn't always stay at the same intensity level. During deep meditative states, something remarkable happens. These waves amplify, become more coherent, more powerful. The spine, that bony structure you carry vertically, begins to function as a highly specialized biological antenna. It's not mystical poetry, it's measurable physics. The energy that ancient yogis described rising up the spine in the form of a serpent follows precise mathematical patterns that can be detected with scientific instruments. The vertebrae are not just blocks stacked to support your weight. Each one has a specific geometry, with cavities and protrusions that create natural resonance chambers. During deep meditation, the cerebrospinal fluid that circulates through the spinal cord begins to oscillate with greater amplitude. These oscillations create acoustic waves that travel up and down the spine, and the vertebrae respond by entering harmonic vibration. You may feel this as heat rising up your spine, intense tingling, or a sensation of electrical current running through your entire structure. Research has shown that this phenomenon follows an ascending spiral, not a straight line. Energy rises through the spinal cord in helicoidal patterns, rotating around the central axis of the spine. This spiral movement is not random. It corresponds to the geometry found throughout nature, from the double helix of DNA to the shape of galaxies. Your body is using the same architectural principles that organize the entire cosmos. Kundalini is not a poetic metaphor invented by mystics. It's the experiential description of a real biophysical process that occurs within your anatomy. As these waves rise up the spine, they reach different regions of the brain in sequence. First, they activate the brainstem, the oldest and most primitive structures responsible for basic vital functions. Then they reach the limbic system, where emotions are processed, and finally arrive at the cortex, the most evolved layers of the brain responsible for abstract thought and complex consciousness. Each region responds to frequencies differently, creating overlapping layers of experience. You may feel primitive fear in the brainstem, emotional ecstasy in the limbic system, and transcendent clarity in the cortex, all at the same time. The endocrine glands distributed along the spine and in the brain respond directly to these vibrations. The thyroid in the neck, the thymus in the chest, the adrenals above the kidneys, all of them begin to secrete hormones in patterns different from normal. The pineal, in the center of the brain, drastically increases the production of substances that alter perception, opening channels of consciousness that normally remain closed during the common waking state. Your body is literally tuning into higher frequencies of reality, adjusting your internal chemistry to receive information that exists beyond the usual sensory spectrum. Your intention is not just an abstract concept floating in your mind. It functions as a frequency modulator, actively altering the wave patterns that your body emits into the environment. Research has demonstrated that coherent and focused thoughts create specific signatures in the electromagnetic field of the heart, which radiates up to 3 meters around you. You are constantly transmitting energetic signals, even without realizing it, and these signals carry the quality of your intentions, emotions, and mental states. The heart's field is thousands of times stronger than the brain's field. It envelopes your entire body and extends into the space around it, creating an invisible bubble of electromagnetic information. This bubble is not static, it changes shape, intensity, and pattern depending on what you're thinking and feeling. Precise measurements have shown that there is a detectable coherence between the heart's wave patterns and the clarity of your mental intention. The more aligned your thought, emotion, and energetic field are, the more powerful the transmission you emit. Think of your body-mind system as a biological radio station. The heart provides the power, the amplitude of the transmission. The brain modulates the frequency, choosing which channel you'll tune into. Emotions determine the quality of the signal, whether it will be clear and sharp or distorted and full of interference. Most people transmit confusing signals because their thoughts say one thing, their emotions feel another, and their body is tense in a completely different third direction. The result is a weak signal, full of noise, that gets lost in the quantum field without creating real impact. The quantum field around you is not empty. It is filled with unmanifested possibilities, awaiting a coherent signal to collapse into physical form. Your mental visualizations, especially those charged with intense emotion, function as energetic molds. You are literally sculpting patterns in the invisible field that surrounds your physical reality. The more you maintain a specific mental image, the more you reinforce that pattern, increasing the probability that it will materialize in the three-dimensional world. The universe responds not to your words or your superficial desires. It responds to the coherence of your vibrational transmission. You can repeat positive affirmations all day, but if your heart field is emitting frequencies of fear, doubt, or disbelief, it's this deeper signal that will be received and responded to. The key lies in creating total alignment between all levels of your being: conscious thought, emotional feeling, bodily sensation, and energetic field. This alignment creates a signal so strong and clear that the quantum field has no choice but to respond, organizing events, people, and circumstances to match the frequency you are consistently transmitting. At the quantum level, all possibilities exist simultaneously until the moment of observation. This principle, discovered by modern physics, finds its practical application in ancient spiritual traditions. You are not just passively observing reality, you are actively participating in the process of creating it. Each time you direct your conscious attention to something, you are influencing how quantum possibilities organize themselves into manifest form. Visualization with absolute clarity is not fantasy or escapism. It's a consciousness technology that operates on the same principles as quantum mechanics. Your focused mind acts as an intentional quantum observer, selecting from infinite possibilities the one you wish to experience. But this only truly works under specific conditions. Your body needs to be in a state of high coherence, which means all your internal waves, cardiac, respiratory, neural, need to be synchronized, pulsing together at the same rhythm. Rhythmic breathing is one of the most powerful tools to achieve this synchronization. It's not important just because it oxygenates the blood or calms the mind. Conscious breathing creates regular pressure waves that travel through your entire body, synchronizing the different biological oscillators. Your heart begins to beat in harmony with your breathing. Your brain enters more coherent wave patterns. Your nervous system exits fight or flight mode and enters a state of regeneration and expansion. In this state, you become a tuned instrument capable of transmitting precise frequencies. Posture also plays a crucial role in this process. Erect spine, relaxed shoulders, head balanced at the top of the spine. This configuration is not just aesthetic or symbolic. It optimizes the flow of cerebrospinal fluid, allows acoustic waves to travel freely through the spinal cord, and keeps energetic channels unobstructed. Your nervous system synchronized with your clear intention creates a field of collapsed probability around what you wish to manifest. You're not asking the universe or negotiating with external forces. You're using the physics of consciousness to select a specific timeline from among the infinite ones that coexist in this moment. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, is constantly collapsing quantum possibilities into concrete experiences. The difference between intentional manifestation and random creation lies in the degree of coherence and direction you bring to this process. Most people create by default, letting habitual thoughts and automatic emotions choose their reality. But you can take conscious control of this process, becoming the deliberate architect of your experience, shaping the field of possibilities with surgical precision until the desired reality emerges naturally from the quantum ocean of infinite potentialities. The universe operates in constant feedback loop. You don't manifest something and remain the same afterward. The manifestation process transforms you as much as it transforms your external reality. Each time you bring something from the quantum field into physical form through conscious intention, your nervous system registers that success and recalibrate. You are literally reprogramming your biology to operate at more refined frequencies, expanding your capacity to perceive and interact with subtle dimensions of reality that previously remained invisible. Your brain is plastic, moldable, always reorganizing based on your experiences. Each successful manifestation creates new neural pathways, new synaptic connections that make the next manifestation process easier and faster. The pineal gland, which may initially be calcified and sluggish, begins to decalcify with consistent practice. It becomes more sensitive to subtle frequencies, more responsive to your intentional command. You are unlocking abilities that have always been latent within your anatomy, waiting only for the correct stimulus to awaken. The cerebral hemispheres, which in most people operate in a desynchronized manner, begin to enter coherence. The left hemisphere, analytical and linear, synchronizes with the right hemisphere, intuitive and holistic. This brain synchrony creates states of integrated consciousness that before you could only access during deep meditations or rare moments of sudden insight. But with the practice of conscious manifestation, these states become more accessible, more stable, until eventually they become your default mode of operation. You become a more efficient transducer between consciousness and matter, between intention and form. Each manifestation cycle refines your ability to read the subtle signals of the field around you. You begin to perceive synchronicities more frequently, not because they've increased, but because your sensitivity to them has been amplified. You capture information that has always been available, but that your nervous system wasn't calibrated to detect. Doors begin to open at the right time, the right people appear at the exact moment, resources materialize exactly when you need them. This is not a magical process separate from natural laws, it's you learning to operate in harmony with deeper laws of reality. You are becoming fluent in the language the universe speaks, the language of frequencies, patterns, and resonances. Your physical body becomes an increasingly refined antenna, capable of capturing and transmitting information in spectrums that most people don't even know exist. The boundary between you and the field around you becomes more permeable, more fluid, allowing a constant exchange of information and energy that feeds an ascending spiral of continuous expansion. Now you know that manifestation energy is not outside you, it pulses within your body at this exact moment. The question that remains is, what are you going to do with this information? Will you continue living on autopilot, letting random thoughts and uncontrolled emotions create your reality by default? Or will you take conscious control of this power and begin to intentionally shape your life? What's the first thing you're going to manifest using this knowledge? Tell me here in the comments. I want to know what you're seeking to bring into your life. And if you're truly committed to mastering this internal manifestation technology, subscribe to the channel and activate notification bells, because in the upcoming videos I'm going to show you specific techniques to amplify this energy even further and accelerate your result. The transformation you seek begins now.